Hey everybody, good afternoon. I got the famous Mr. Blake Cohoe with us.
Welcome everybody. We're excited.
Yeah, I mean, just we want to give everybody updates from the corporate. Now, I'm obviously
Mr. Blake
I did it again. Oh, gee.
That
Hang on. We
happens
will
to the
not
best of
have
us.
that feature in our conference software. I don't know why it redirects to the fan page and does that every time. There we go. I should be better now. Sorry about that, everybody. I always create an echo. Hey, Blake, let's talk about it in a sense that at least we know, truthfully, you don't need to know very much to run an online business. I can't even do the Zoom right,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's the thing about massive imperfect action. People may have heard that before, but that's really what it is. It's just kind of you go at it and you make mistakes and you learn along the way.
Yeah,
In
it's
most
true. Like, I
cases.
mean, I do spelling errors in my emails every day. Well, not every day, but quite often. Every time I do a Zoom, folks, what happens is when you click on the broadcast to go live to Facebook, it redirects you to the actual live video, and then that's where that echo comes from. And every single time I forget to stop the redirect to the live page. So, a couple of things we want to touch base on. We're creating a massive amount of customers. So let's talk about the new people coming in today. We created some new features in the members area. There's a brand new button that says help, I'm a newbie. Watch that video first. And we're also talking to some of the leadership. Richard Weberg and John were saying it's ultimately about belief, which is true. People need to take massive action. Very often people need a breakthrough. And, a breakthrough could be an income breakthrough. It could be a weight loss breakthrough. It could be something. And why? Because we are hardwired as human beings for one thing, to take massive action. Repercussion if we don't do it right, or certainty if we do it right. And that's not an entrepreneur, right, Blake?
Yeah, absolutely. It really, it's one of those things like where Richard Weberg was saying, where if people had that guarantee of success, people would climb mountains and figure out how to fly in the air to get there.
Yeah.
Absolute certainty. And that's the, with the belief system, it's truly, a self-belief and not, like in the Nowlifestyle product and really the mission that we're on and everything. And that's really easy because everybody needs the Nowlifestyle product.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody does, because one, those who are healthy already don't particularly have a hard time in today's busy world for exercising for an hour, and they don't want to. Here with us, it's 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week. But coming back to that level of belief, and what creates belief is certainty, right? And we know that as an entrepreneur, folks, certainty is never a guarantee. Right? Now, if you take massive imperfect action again and again and again, and you learn from your mistakes and you keep pushing forward, I am certain that you'll see a certain level of success. Will you become a millionaire? I don't know. Will you make 6 figures a year? You could. And the reason is every single person in any home-based business opportunity has the same potential as everybody else, yet one person makes massive income almost immediately because they took that massive action, and others just sit there and watch. I use an example as well. You could have 2 high school football players on the same team. One of them has the mindset to go all the way to the National Football League, while the other one quit a day later. Now, was it the coach's fault? No, right? They had the same coach, they had the same team, they had the same surroundings, they had the same quarterback, same middle linebacker, whatever the case may be, but one goes all the way to the NFL and the other one decides to quit. Now, there is a certain level of potential there, I guess, but it still always starts with mindset. You could take someone with massive potential but zero mindset, and that will, somebody with little potential but massive mindset will always trump somebody who has great, we see it all the time too, Blake. It's like, that kid, massive potential, or this person has massive potential, but they truly do nothing with it.
Yeah, and that fits the analogy of the football team that you're talking about, is where, I see it every year. My son plays football, and players come in who are new, and the ones that, the people with the ability, because of the team environment, being inspired by others, You know, the last guy at the end of the line that comes running around the park on their lap, the whole team runs back and runs with them back to the finish line. So it's really, you know, and that's why we have such a strong community in Facebook with Nowlifestyle. It's just a lot of belief and a lot of support.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and so specifically what's really cool, folks. So again, keeping it simple, right? Because so many people join us and they say, what do I do now? Number one is your mindset. There's so many people who, I don't know where they subscribe to this idea or whatever, but they join today and they're going to make their first commission, their first sale, their first profit even within hours or a day later. And folks, let's get realistic for a second. When you studied to become an engineer, did you go to school for one day and you were an engineer the next day? And even still then, you're not guaranteed a job. You know, when you went to, you know, elementary school is what, 6 years? Then you've got middle school, another couple of years. Then you got high school, another 4 years. Then if you decide to go on to college, you got another 4 years. And if you want to go on and do a master's, it's another 4 years. And even at that point, you know, the likelihood of getting a great education, yes, but a great job exponentially rises, but you're still not guaranteed anything. But look how much massive action it takes to go from grade school to getting a master's or becoming a doctor, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, you know, moving from that mindset of time for money out of the JOB, of where I'm going to go do something and I'm going to get an immediate result that's going to be on my paycheck, is a mindset that for any entrepreneur, it's the same as any kid that goes to school. When you're in school, you don't see any result until you get into the workforce, and you're, you know, it's obviously, like, I truly believe as entrepreneurs online, it certainly happens a lot sooner, but it's definitely, you know, it takes focus and time management for sure.
Yeah, and it takes the willingness to fail. Again, you know, we are preconditioned that
absolutely,
if we don't do our homework right, there's repercussions. If we don't do the test right, there's repercussions. So what do? We make sure we do it right, or we don't do it at all. That is not entrepreneurship, folks. It's about taking massive, daily, imperfect action, and then only with action do you see the results, right? So you're talking about the JOB. That's a sense of certainty, right? If I perform X job with certainty, you will pay me Y, X amount of salary and money. If I am an engineer, I will be paid at least $55,000 a year, as an example. And that's not entrepreneurship, folks. It takes time, and it takes, as you said, Blake, 100% self-belief. Your success or your failure is 100% dependent on you. And it comes back to the sponsor idea. We take the coach who's got 2 high school football players. One goes to the NFL, the other one decides to quit. The coach is the sponsor. Did the coach do a bad job, or was it the mindset of the student who took 100% responsibility on their future? A sponsor or a coach is not needed in today's network marketing organization. Why? In the 80s and 90s, right? There was no internet. There's no transfer of information. So in order for you to close a sale in network marketing in the 80s and 90s, you needed to do 3-way calls with a landline so that your sponsor, who was a little more seasoned than you, could actually go and help you with the sale. What's our website do? The website is what helps you with the sale. As long as you refer people, all you have to do is go after, you know, 41% of the people in the United States are clinically obese. However, at least 90% of people do not exercise, and they're overweight because they're just clueless. They don't know where to start. We've got the best education system. So if you can't refer somebody to grab a free account and get all the education on health and wellness, that's all you need to do. And because people don't realize it's literally that simple, they stall themselves. They get nervous. They get anxiety. You know, what's your thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, no, exactly. All the resources within the members area were made so that to give people that push into the market. You don't need to figure out how to do landing pages. You don't have to go pay for another mail system. You don't have to do
anything. It's anything all
really. But yeah, exactly. And it's, you know, I might be going off track here, but it's the one over the years, the consistent thing that I see in any new marketers, when they're just a name out there and then you start to see more and more and they've grown successful, is they come in and I start to simply see them copying
what others are
other
doing.
marketers. Like somebody, I'll see a top marketer post something and another person goes, hey, I'm going to do that too. Or you get an email from a marketer where you go, hey, that's good. Copy it, but revise it a bit, of course. But it's again, it goes back to being resourceful, and it's all in front of you. It's just it takes that that mindset to just take action. Like so many people in our Facebook group will do just a quick 30-second video saying hello. They don't complicate it. It's not the perfect scenery. They're just saying hello. That's an action.
Look at my scenery. I'm in a spare bedroom right now. Who cares?
Yeah.
Actually, folks, if you want me to keep it really real, I'm in my JAMA pants. My Ninja Turtle JAMA pants at home. And that's where people tend to overcomplicate it, right? Oh, I want to shoot my first video. My makeup's not right. My hair's not right. I don't know what to say. Look at folks, what we've been saying right now. We're just talking to every single one of you like you're friends, because you are friends of ours. You have the same mindset. The people that create a free account, ultimately, without a shadow of a doubt, is not somebody you need to convince. They convince themselves by taking a micro commitment and creating a free account at Nowlifestyle. Right? Because of one of two things. Either they want to have better finances and they want better health, or a combination of the two. They said yes by giving their name and email address when they created that free account. That is not the same as trying to convince somebody as to why they should join a home-based business. This is somebody who's voted yes and now wants to be shown the way. And that's why we do so many of these live feeds. We're just showing you the way right now. It's that simple. It's taking massive and perfect action. I'm sitting here in my Ninja Turtle jammy pants, and I showed everybody as the CEO. I'm sitting here at home, and that's part of one of the luxuries of why you want to build a home-based business.
It's funny, Joel. It's a throwback to many years ago. Joel had the domain PJ Millionaire.
Yeah,
and it was that was him getting started, and he's.
I'm still on my PJs. And that's perfect. The thing, folks. If you're CEO, now there are some guys. Times are changing, right? Yes, I can look nice in a suit and tie and all that kind of stuff, but let's face it, times are changing, right? Yeah. People put on a suit and tie when they're going to a convention, when they're going to a conference. Today, with the internet, you can work from home and enjoy it. Why? Blake's at the corporate office. It's not that we don't have a data center. We do. I'm 5 minutes away working from home, which is beautiful. Nothing's been more lovely. And Blake, you live very close to the data center as well. When's the last time we had to deal with traffic? For me, it's been 19 years. For you, Blake, it's been since you've been with the team, those are your whys, and just focus on that. But you got to stay realistic at the same time. And you just got to take massive and perfect action. 3 minutes before us doing the webinar here or doing the live feed, we're like, what are we going to talk about? We're like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. Let's just, and then I just said, oh, well, to heck with it. Let's hit the live button and go live and just do it off the cuff. And people identify with that, folks. They're like, man, if Joel can sit at home in his jammies and they can just start a live feed just like that, our hope is that it gives you that little bit of motivation to go shoot your first live video in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Just say hello. Because again, people say, okay, well, I just got a free lead. Like somebody just joined my team. What do I say? Say like we're saying now. Hey, how are you?
Go say hello. Yeah.
Join the team. Lucky to have you. I'm excited. I don't know everything, but I'll get you the answers of what you need, because we are changing the world. We are saving lives. We're eliminating and eradicating obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke off this planet. Do you feel me? Do you want to be a part of a legacy? Do you want to move forward? We have a simple system of only increasing your fiber, increasing your protein, and training 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week. And the system really works. Are you on board? Great. Let's do this. I'm excited for both of us. Let's do it. That's it.
Yeah, it's a real paradigm shift, and it's funny with the new age that we're in, where people it's not complex. The whole social platform is a person's story, your unique story. This isn't about fireworks going off and really having to wow people. It's all about people relating to you and you know, your personality, whatever it may be. You'll grow followers. You'll grow people who are interested.
Exactly. It's all about two key words that you said, Blake: relationships, relating to you. And as an example, some people will relate with me. Other people will relate with Blake. Other people will relate with some of the ladies. And a paradigm shift, folks. Colleges today, people today, because we've been so preconditioned to go to school, get a good education, get a good job. The internet is the greatest economical paradigm shift that we have ever seen. Ever seen. You know, when you think, how much has the iPhone changed everything? How much has the internet changed everything? There are more and more and more people, folks, wanting to work from home. Why? It's easier, you know?
Yeah, there couldn't be a better time. You know, like I've read many news articles and different different things, and they apparently over the next 10 years, about 40% of jobs will be replaced through automation, through technology. And right now is getting ahead of the game. It's really becoming resourceful on the internet. Like some people there's so many different avenues to making money on the internet that, you know, with Nowlifestyle, you know, we have, you know, a true passion for health and wellness that resonates with so many people. This is a really great launch pad for people to start to build those relationships, get that experience in a great community, and with real products that people love and are having success with, health-wise and money-wise. You know, this is the place to start. It's a great.
Well, I mean, the market is massive, right? So if let's look at the actual product for a second, folks. Mm-hmm. The health, wellness, and beauty is a true $1 trillion per year industry. Because the industry is so massive, okay, there's a lot of stuff in the industry that it's really just bunk. It doesn't work. It's not real, okay? Where did the 1 hour workout come from? It's economical, okay? It's not whether it's effective, it's economical. Can a personal trainer make a good living by saying, come on over to the gym and we'll train you for 7 to 10 minutes? No. The hour workout became because, well, I'm going to charge you $55 an hour. That's why it was training. Why should it be exactly 60 minutes or exactly 90 minutes, right? It's because of the economics behind it, right? So the truth is, folks, based on our physiology and based on our nomadic days, our fight or flight response, the human body was made to work long or work with power and speed, but for very short durations, right? When we were going to kill an animal, we'd run, throw spears, do whatever we need to take to survive. And then during our nomadic days, we would move very slowly, conserve our energy. That's the way you should train. Very high intensity, very short duration, 7 to 10 minutes, only 3 times per week. On the nutrition side, folks, just understand that 97%, because of the way our foods are processed at the grocery store today, 97% of the human population today, especially in North America, is fiber deficient. So by increasing your fiber, by training 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week to build a little muscle mass, and then by complementing that muscle mass by increasing your protein is all that you need to do. And it's a simple, easy system that's easy to follow. I know, Blake, at your heaviest, I won't say your exact amounts, but you've kept quite a bit of weight off. Mike as well. Mike was he does mind me telling 275, 280 pounds, now down to 220. We have another gentleman who lost 130 pounds using the system. We have a woman who lost 75. I mean, it's countless and countless and countless. And that's what you identify with. You identify with the effectiveness and the simplicity of the product line. It just works.
Yeah, and they didn't log in and we put a teaspoon of fiber in them or protein. They did it because they believe in it. Their belief in it. And
yeah, exactly. Really exactly, Blake. So that's what we tell people too. Fall in love with the product and the results first, and the belief in the income will follow.
Yeah.
We were talking to Danielle Ackerman last week and Dave Gardner, right? We're doing a live feed with them.
A great example.
And she was suffering because of genetics. She was on gestational diabetes. She was diagnosed with a fatty liver syndrome, all these health complications during her pregnancy and after, high blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. She started doing the 7-minute workouts, started increasing her fiber. Everything changed. Her blood sugar came down, her A1C levels came down, her energy went up, her confidence went up, and she's seen such radical, she's lost like 30 pounds in fat, put on about 12 pounds of muscle. She looks amazing, truly.
Absolutely.
Amazing job, Danielle, and many, many others as well. But the thing is, now her belief is at an all-time level. Why? She's seen the results. And now when she tries to share those results with other people, and they're like, oh, like, what's she going to think? And then she told me this. She's like, I cannot believe people, if I talk to them, don't want to hear my results. Now, there are many that do, and there are many that don't. But the difference is, Joel, because I have belief in the product line now, I'm uber confident, and I actually want to talk to other people about it, which just makes sense. If you fall in love with a solution, when you fall in love with the results, when you look in the mirror and go, wow, I look pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I crossed that borderline many years ago when I started in home-based business. It's like you go through a paradigm of mindset where when you first get started, because of lack of belief, because of lack of results, right? The more you disbelieve, the less action you take, the less results you get. So if you start with the product line and you start to see results, there's a stronger belief, increase in your belief. As you believe more, you do more. As you do more, you take more action. As you take more action, you get better results. It's a real paradigm shift in that way. For me, on the income side, it took me 2 years because I was very stubborn. And there wasn't live feeds like this. There wasn't mentorship. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't the ability to watch videos. Your members area is absolutely filled with amazing stuff. And I might as well go there now, Blake, and just log into the members area and just show people everything that they get. But the thing is, for me, what changed everything for me, folks, is I couldn't believe the result. For the first 2 years, I really had a bad belief system. Wasn't sure if it was going to work. So let me log in here. And if there's anything in this members area, Blake, that you want to show people. So I'm just hitting the login button here, folks. And yes, you just log into your account off the main site. Log in. Vince, I'm hitting you up, bro. So, this members area is absolutely stellar. This is your sponsor right here. Yes, you can still contact your sponsor and your coach, but it's absolutely not needed. So coming back, because I lost my train of thought. The more you see some sort of concrete result, the more you take action. And the beginning is the hardest because you're not seeing the results, right? So when I got started online, because there was no video, there was no, there wasn't even Google when I started. There was altavista.com, I believe. So it was very hard for me to take action. But then one day at night, I made a sale for $9.97. Yeah, not $900, $9.97. I woke up the next day and that entrepreneurial mindset 100% set in. I'm like, I was asleep and I made money while I was asleep. And I was so excited, so elated, so excited because to me, it was doable. I had belief that although I only made a sale for $9.97, if I could learn to replicate that 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, then it was going to happen for me. And yeah, ultimately it's your belief. So when you haven't seen the first result, folks, first become a product of the product. You'll see results immediately. And why is that? It's harder on the income side, or it can be, because there are other variables that are involved, right? In order to make money, you got to have the power of influence over other people. But when you start with the product and you get results, you are 100% in power of those results. They are 100% mentally up to you. Following me, Blake? Like, whether you want to lose weight or not is not dependent on any other person than yourself.
Yeah.
But here's where the power comes in. You start to see the results. People start to see the results in you. You look at Tissa Godavatani, lost over 60 pounds with us, right? 100% believer in the product. Many other people as well. And then now people are starting to become magnetically attracted to you, which is the case for Danielle. Yes, some people still reject her. That's part of being in the business. In fact, there's some people that are just in a bad place. But when you start to have results and people start to see those physical results, they start magnetically asking you, Blake, Danielle, what are you doing? You look fantastic. Oh, well, would you like to know what I'm doing? Well, why don't I come by your house? We'll do a 7-minute workout together. Okay, well, if I would you, right? And that's your next step. Your prospects, folks, you've got to give them micro commitments as well. If I came over, would you be willing to do a 7-minute workout with me? A lot of people. And this is where you don't need a sponsor again, right? You might be talking to somebody. They say, well, how do I make money? Well, if I sent you a link to create a free account, would you come down here into the members area and watch our compensation plan video? Oh, okay. Well, why can't you explain it to me now? Well, because the video has visualization and it's going to explain the compensation plan way better than I could. Okay. You're talking to somebody who's overweight. Well, that sounds interesting. I'd like to lose a few pounds. Well, great. If I sent you a link to create a free membership, would you go into the healthy section and watch the video on fiber? Would you do that? Getting in shape section right here, and fiber and nutrition. If I sent you a free account, would you promise to go and learn on the science of fiber and nutrition? Sure. Okay, great. Okay, let's do that. Okay, oh, you want to build muscle. Okay, well, you don't believe that 7 to 10 minutes actually works. Well, if I sent you a link to create a free account, would you go in and log in and watch the video on why 7 minutes of exercise absolutely works? You see what I'm saying? Why you don't need a sponsor anymore? The information, your sponsor was there for the transfer of information. Your sponsor is this amazing website.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a sales platform. It's one of those, for people who are just getting started. It's a source of information that can be shared with other people. You don't need to explain if you don't quite understand why the fiber makes such a huge difference for weight loss and blood sugar, and how a 7-minute workout works. It's all right there, and it's truly, I like, just the way that you presented it, Joel, is that it's leading people into, they'll go create the account so that they can review the information. And
exactly, let them review and make a buying decision. You know what I mean? Why? And that's the other mental block that people create. No. People say, well, I joined today, but I don't really know anything about the 7-minute workout. Great, that's fine. You don't need to. Just follow the system. Go in, watch the video. It's going to get you excited. You might not understand how 7 minutes of exercise actually works on the scientific level the very first time you watch the video. That doesn't matter. It doesn't stop you from somebody who says, well, how does 7 minutes work? How could you actually get in shape in only 7 minutes? Well, if I sent you a website, would you create a free account and watch the video on why 7 minutes works? That's it. Nothing more than that. And we've uniquely designed videos for people in that dashboard. So let me show the screen again just one more time here, folks. There we go. So here, all these videos, okay, are uniquely designed, as you said, Blake, as a sales platform, so that all you have to do is the telling. Our system is a platform that does the selling for you by providing strong education on what works and what doesn't work. Starting with a quick start guide here to, a lot of people might say, I tried home-based business before, but it wasn't for me. I had a lot of anxiety. I felt nervous about it. I didn't like talking to people. It just wasn't my thing. Well, if I sent you a link to create a free account, would you log in and watch the video on reducing anxiety and starting a business? Let me tell you, what's so cool about the Nowlifestyle platform is everything's done for you. So you don't really have to sell anything. You just ask people, if I would you. If I sent you a link to create a free account, no credit card required, would you do it? Would you do that for me? And it's literally that simple. I heard an echo. I don't know. I heard weird things there for a second. Any last thoughts, Blake? We've been going at this for 30 minutes already, but it's important. It's really that simple, folks.
Yeah. I think, you know, I really hope, and I think that in most cases, new members really see the sincerity in how we're communicating with them. You know, we spend a lot of time, you know, trying to encourage people and get people's mindset around the idea that they can act, if they want to be successful with Nowlifestyle,
they will be.
They will be successful with Nowlifestyle. Whatever part of the mission is yours, whether it's health, if it's money, if it's whatever it may be, a personal goal, it's very possible. And, you know, again, we spend a lot of time, you know, because we feel the mission. We do want to do, like, and then like Joel was saying, as how contagious it is once you've seen that success, like even something as simple as the fiber. I mean, fiber's been around forever, but the benefits of fiber
are misunderstood and not
are misunderstood. And the reality of fiber is, if you took it every day, like
you wouldn't gain weight. It's that simple. You wouldn't gain weight.
You'll lose weight. And you know that's why we're so encouraged. We just want it. It's almost like, you know, when you're talking to
a source of excitement, but frustration.
Teenagers or something, and you're like, just
it's a source of excitement, but frustration at the same time, because people don't need to overcomplicate it. You know.
Yeah.
It's
simple.
And it works, folks. It just works. It just works. It works. It's worked with every person that's followed the system. Every single person that's followed the system. Why? It's backed by simple science. You can't refute the science of high intensity, short duration exercise. You can't dispute the science of how fiber bulk forms to 50 times its size. When it's 50 times its size, everything that you eat takes 5 times longer to digest. The longer it takes to digest your food, the more stable your blood sugar is. The longer it digests your food and the more stable your blood sugar is, the less hungry you are. The less hungry and more satisfied you are, the less you eat. You just can't refute the science. Yeah, high intensity exercise stimulates the fast twitch muscle fibers, which have the greatest potential for muscle growth. You can't dispute or refute the science. It just works, and it works with every human being. There's modifications, whether you're 5 years old or 95 years old, but it works for men and women, because honestly, biologically, men and women are not that much different. The only difference which dictates muscle mass is your hormone levels. Women don't have a lot of testosterone, so they don't build a lot of muscle. That's the only difference, you know? So you can't refute it, folks. If you're talking to somebody, listen to what their problem is, and I guarantee you, we have the education and the solution for them in the members area. So it's your moral obligation. You're not selling, you're helping people. What if somebody's a borderline type 1 diabetic because they've been a type 2 diabetic for the past 15 years and they just don't know what to do because they've been, you know, kind of brainwashed from big pharma that take this pill and that pill and this pill. It only costs you $500 a month for all your diabetic medication. You know, a bag of needles to prick your 50 of them are $75.
Yeah.
And there's people that have to test their blood sugar 3 or 4 times a day. So do you want them spending $75 a week to prick their finger? Or do you want them to spend $15 to $30 a month on a natural supplement like fiber, which can not only, it's not a Band-Aid on the solution, it's a cure to the solution. You know what I mean? Like, it just helps that much.
Yeah, it's really, and Joel, you'll remember a couple of years ago when I had gone into the doctor and I was told, I was shocked myself that I had cholesterol levels that were like through the roof. The doctor frightened me. They said, you need to be on this Crestor 20 milligram because there's, you know, it's urgent and stuff. And obviously I'm like, okay, give it to me. But immediately after that, and then this is the funny part.
And you're not knowing what you know now. You're not on the meds now.
Yeah, I'm not on the meds. As soon as I realized the condition that I was in, I took action, and I became active. I worked out. The fiber.
Well, the fiber is so heart healthy. It completely, did you know, let me give you one more scientific fact, folks. What fiber does to lower your bad cholesterol, okay, both your good cholesterol and your bad cholesterol are manufactured by the liver. When your liver is in a toxic or fatty state, which most people are because of all the processed shit that we eat, to be honest with you, we produce a lot of bad cholesterol, okay? So bad cholesterol clogs your arteries, good cholesterol cleans your arteries. What the fiber does with the bile salts of the bile duct, okay, and even if you don't have your gallbladder, because I don't have mine, what it does is it actually mixes with the bile salts of the bile and actually pulls your bad cholesterol out of your body, and you actually excrete it in your feces. So fiber naturally lowers your bad cholesterol, and it does the opposite in that it actually increases your good cholesterol. The reason you don't hear about that is if you can't patent it, you can't make money from it. Fiber grows out of the ground.
And that's
folks.
You know, and you know, that's really the bottom line. Is we're not a company coming in and saying, hey, you need some super duper
Hooper scooper
body cleanser that you have to spend $1 million on to get healthy. We're sharing, you know, I mean, Joel, because of his passion in fitness, you know, he's sharing solutions that exist already. And it's
again, when people say, well, I don't like taking money from people. Okay, so reverse your thought process just a bit. If you save a life and they're spending $15 a month or $30 a month on fiber, is it not worth it? Versus them spending $500 a month or more on their medications?
It's as much as their copay every
time they get a prescription. You're helping them save money and providing them a natural solution that has zero side effects. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. And that's the difference, folks. That's why we're so passionate. And that's why we get a little bit frustrated too, because people are overcomplicating the process. Yeah. It is our moral obligation to help somebody with diabetes, obesity, heart disease, you know, gangrene, circulation problems. It's our moral obligation to take that person who's lost their way. They gained a little bit of weight because they're not happy with themselves. They look in the mirror and they feel down. They avoid the scale because they know they're gaining weight. It's our moral obligation to have somebody step on the scale and scream in joy because they just lost 30 pounds. Look in the mirror and, oh my God, my chin's gone. Oh my God, ladies, no more swinging in the arms. That's what it's about. It's not about selling anything. It's about providing a solution emotionally, physically, spiritually, and yes, when you combine those three, financially as well. It takes money to get a mission across. It takes money to spread word. The more money you make, the more time you can allocate towards spreading the mission, right? So don't feel guilty about doing a lot of good in this world by making money doing it, because the more money you make, the more time you can put into the mission, right, Blake? If you're making a full-time income with Nowlifestyle, and many people are already, they can now spread the mission and the word full-time.
Yeah, there's been no, I mean, we love when we see people have financial success with Nowlifestyle. Like we love that. But the situations that really resonate are people who've had to control their blood sugar using their fiber. People who've lost weight, and like a person like myself, I've been through it, and I've seen the health success from it. Those are truly,
and that success created what for you, Blake? Belief, and that's why you're so passionate.
Yeah, and that exactly, and that's why it's like I said, going back to where it's like trying to convince a person about it. It's really a lot of passion, because it's so easy. I take my fiber every morning, just like I have a coffee. I take the fiber, and at least I've done that. I know that it's gonna, I've definitely made a huge difference in my life just by doing that one thing.
Well, here, guys, this is, here's a picture, and Blake was just sharing that he went to the gym with his son yesterday. Yeah. That's belief, right? That's what's awesome, and he just texted me that, folks. It wasn't pre-made up right now. It's easy. The thought process of training 7 to 10 minutes is much easier to do at the thought process of trading 60 to 90 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why we are so passionate. And then we see new people come in and go, oh, I just can't do this. It's like, whoa, put on the brakes. Stop. Take a deep breath. Slow down. Focus on the mission. Yes, it seems hard at first. Anything new that we do, we naturally have a knee-jerk reaction to. You know, when I started calculus, like I said, in university, it's still kind of a bit of rocket science, but we were in calculus, so we were looking at like the Fourier series and the power series and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, this professor's a fucking genius. Like, I don't belong here. You know, it's like that. The first time you took a chemistry course in high school, it was intimidating. You know what I mean? But step by step, baby step by step, taking massive imperfect action, then it becomes simple. And the best thing you can do for yourself, folks, where you have 100% control, number one, decide. Number two, become a product of the product, because you will see massive results. I love it. I see people like Danielle, and I see Gregory, and I see John Weberg and other people putting pictures of their results in the group, like almost like it's become a religion for them, because they're so passionate, because they saw massive results. Those massive results created massive belief. Anything else you want to say, my friend?
No, that's about it. Yeah, on Sunday, that was one of my whys, and it, you know, with kids today, like my son, you know, where they, you know, the foods that they eat and the kind of the behaviors that, you know, as parents, we've instilled in them, you know, it's something that, you know, if I can, you know, bring my son into the gym, my son takes fiber now, and it's
okay to be passionate, dude. That's why we're here.
Yeah, sorry, everybody.
No, it's good, dude. It's good. And that's why believes in it so much that he's got his family on it. And that's the why, folks. That's the mission. That's the culture. That's the movement. That's the energy. Changing lives. It's not just changing your life. It's changing the lives of your children. It's taking that family who says, well, we're just an obese family and that's who we are genetically, and realizing, no, it stops now. It stops right here, right now. We are a healthy family through proper education, a little bit of fiber, no more macaroni and cheese, because you're not even going to crave it with the fiber. How much does fiber even cut your cravings, Blake? Like, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a solution.
It's a solution. Exactly. Yeah. So let's leave it at that, my friend. Love you, brother. Love everybody on the Facebook group. Just take action. Be a part of the product. Love you guys. Have an awesome day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Blake.
Take care, everybody.
Take it easy.